Hi everyone, this is my friend Daniel.
This is cooler than the actual movie.
I've seen this movie 3 times now, and I can't tell if it's a good or a bad movie. What I can tell you is that it's really freaking frustrating.
It's a pretty dull movie. Like, with all the action, it is pretty mediocre.
When you think about it, there's only like 3-4 major action sequences, and they gave away 2 of them as like previews. Because like they showed the entire prologue at Disneyland, and they showed the whole house scene, basically the whole house scene, when Avengers came out, and so that leaves only the shootout at the comic book store, and the finale.
Right.
So that's basically only about 20 minutes of action.
Well, it's not really an action movie. It's more of a mystery.
Yeah. And it's a kid-friendly adventure movie where they say hell 4 times and have like multiple decapitations.
Yeah. But I told this to you like 5 seconds ago. When you have a mystery, a movie that's mystery is just the basic exposition that you need to understand the story. You don't have a story, or else it's just boring. It's just dull.
Yeah, I think that like part of the also problem is like it's super preachy. Like,
oh yeah,
and the advertisements, they're all about, it's not about, Tomorrowland's not about like the theme park, the name of the theme park. It's all about the idea of optimism and the future and belief that Disney had. And usually when movies say that, that's just like promotional fluff. But that's legitimately the point of the movie. And that's really freaking irritating.
It is irritating. You know what this was? It was like the Disney whitewashed version of Interstellar.
Yeah. Except at least Interstellar was like a little smarter, or at least it tried to prove more examples about it. This one kept saying the message of the movie really is positive thinking.
Yeah.
But like it shows no like examples of it or like benefits of positive thinking outside of like the ending.
No, it's just, hey, think this way. You're thinking this way? Movie's over. You're done.
Good thing you spent, that was a good 2 hours of your life, guys.
No, Evan, it was 2:10. It was 130 minutes. And it could have been a half hour shorter.
Yeah,
why did we need 2 intros? You don't need 2 intros.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel this movie was like edited out of order because like it starts with the framing device where like they're telling the audience directly to the camera about their different perspectives, but that goes nowhere.
Exactly.
I feel like that whole prologue, that should have been like in sort of like near the end of like the first act. When they're or like they should have moved up Clooney's part earlier. Because he's introduced like at least an hour into the movie.
I think you don't really even need Clooney's prologue.
Yeah.
I think you can hint at it.
Yeah.
Show some scenes.
Yeah. You
don't need the whole thing.
You also notice how like the absence of laughter in that whole first part.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like a minute intro before the movie start, before like the actual Regal Cinema sign came up. That was interesting. That was cool.
I didn't know that was supposed to happen because like I heard like there was supposed to be like an animated prologue, but I didn't know. I thought that was gonna debut a lot later.
That was cool. It was also voiced by the guy who voiced Brain.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the voice. Thank you for reminding me. I know that voice, but I couldn't.
It sounds like Orson Welles, but it's not.
Yeah,
that's what my mind goes to.
And I really like the TV tropes page when they have to explain the history of the Plus Ultra and how Walt Disney was involved, was one of them, and Tomorrowland was just the theme park attraction was actually a front for Tomorrowland, the place in the movie.
Oh yeah,
and that's like none of that's in the actual movie. It's really glanced over.
Yeah, they mentioned it's a small world, and then they have the characters. That's a whole different what happens to this Tomorrowland.
You know, like you could have put in like Space Mountain in the movie, which would have been awesome in IMAX. Like you could have put that in like easy.
Oh, that reminds me. There's another part. Okay, so when they leave Clooney's house.
Yeah.
They leave Clooney's house, and then, they go to that warehouse. They go to the warehouse, and then the portal from that warehouse takes them to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
It's just like, them opening a door, that goes to another door, and then they get to the place.
I love how like
Why
that.
do we need that? Can't they could have taken a portal just straight to the Eiffel Tower? That could have saved like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a nice 15 minutes off the movie.
No, also, like, I noticed that in that part, I noticed, how much Lindelof, like, he reaches a point where, like, they keep asking questions, and then, like, one of the characters is like, do you want to keep answering questions, or you want to move on?
Yeah.
It happens twice in the movie.
So many questions.
Because the thing is, like, hey, do you want to keep asking questions and wait until, like, robots come and kill us, or do you want to keep going? And Clooney's like, she's at, Britt Robertson, she's asking about, like, how the portal thing works. And he's like, why do you have to keep asking questions? Can you just be amazed and move on? And I'm like, damn it, Lindelof, you can't write shit. I've liked your other movies, but for some reason you fucked this one up. You fuck up like a perfectly great director. And you just drag him along with you.
Yeah. I like Brad Bird.
Yeah.
I think this one broke Brad Bird.
Yeah. Because, like, parts of the I think Brad Bird, the director, is being, like, worn down by Brad Bird, like, the writer, the co-writer with Lindelof.
Maybe.
Because there are parts visually that still work, that you don't need dialogue for. It's like when they show the hologram dog. You already, like, that whole, like, visual process, that works without having to explain it.
Yeah.
When you have Clooney doing his whole speech and you have the sun covering, like, fading him out, that's obviously, like, visual metaphor about how he's a former shade of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another point I wanted to do, because, like, when they have the prologue with Clooney as a young kid, and he's on the bench being sad, they cut away to him complaining to his dad, I'm not giving up. And the Disneyland preview I saw, that wasn't in the preview.
Oh, right, yeah.
You didn't need that preview. Because that's like another, like, 30 seconds you didn't need. That makes these characters look like, makes these characters more, like, I don't know, sort of repetitive. And also, these are the worst geniuses ever. Because, like, Britt Robertson, like, she has the pin. You think she'd figure out the logic pretty soon, but she keeps running into shit.
Yeah, the commercial's pretty flawed.
Yeah.
The commercial pin.
Also, both of these kids, they should be dead. Very quickly.
Jesus.
Because they keep suffering head concussions.
What kids are you talking about?
It was Britt Robertson and the young George Clooney kid.
Oh, yeah. You know what I did think was a nice touch was, hey, there's a car backing up. When you get the prologue of young
George Clooney.
Clooney's character, and right after he's hit his head all a bunch of times, they did put some makeup on his chin, where I didn't think they were gonna do, but boy, it was nice to see. Because, like, oh, they actually noticed and cared that, hey, this boy actually hurt himself.
Yeah. Even though he fell out. I think, like, the first time he fell, that was like a 10-foot drop. He should already be dead, or at least have his legs broken.
Yes.
And I love how, like,
it's a movie.
He's caught by like 2 guards who don't even know he's there, but they're like, there he is. It's like, you didn't even know he was there in the first place.
I don't even know. So were you entertained by this movie that we just saw? What's it called? Tomorrowland. Yeah.
I was at first, and then, like, it's entertaining at first, and then when you really think about it, it will piss you off.
How many times have you seen it?
I've seen it. This is my 3rd time now.
Would you see it again?
No. I don't know. I like to complain about this movie a lot, because there's so many ways it fails.
Very easy to complain.
I know it is. But, like, it feels like basic story structure and plot development was, like, really, like, clumsy.
Yeah. This is, like, a bare bones movie that could be so much more.
This is Lindelof as worse, because, like, it really is a bunch of, like, interesting ideas that are all half-baked.
Yeah.
Or, like, unexplained.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of drama to the mystery of exposition.
Yeah. And they get the ideas of optimism completely wrong. And some people say, like, people just aren't seeing this movie or they don't like it because they're cynical. It's like, I wouldn't say I'm cynical, but, like, I just noticed that, like, this is really bad storytelling.
Right. You believe it was perseverance rather than optimism. They mix those two up.
Yeah, because like optimism for like because they keep saying she's special because she's not giving up. She's optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also a criminal who's actively destroying government property and at one point did steal a guy's car.
You have to make the character seem cool.
Oh yeah, I knew that because like they had her driving a motorcycle in full black leather.
Yeah. How else do you show it?
And yet she's still going to high school and is really smart because she keeps raising her hand in class.
Yeah. I could have also done without that scene.
Those had like the scariest looking like high school teachers ever.
You know, there's so much of this movie I could do without, and so much I could use polishing.
Yeah. Cause like outside of the script, everything else is very good. Honestly. Like the acting's good, the effects are good, the production is good.
I love George Clooney and Hugh Laurie.
Yeah.
They were great.
Hugh Laurie's awesome. He's never not awesome.
I love Hugh Laurie.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the movie happened.
I think I explained when I saw the movie on Thursday. I texted you about it when I first thought it was really good, and then I mentioned how Lindelof-y it is, and I explained it's Lindelof-y because you have characters shouting loudly what they feel and believe, and their like motivations.
Yeah, it all has to be said, never seen,
or like shown through example.
Yeah, god damn it.
Cause like I think the only real like not bad part of the movie is like Athena. She's basically like a little girl Terminator who was awesome.
She's entertaining, but then she does fall under that same bad Lindelof rule that you hate at the end, where she says, "This is how I feel. This is how I've always felt."
Yeah, but she's a robot and she's dying, so I can give it a pass a little bit.
Here's the other thing: she was a robot. We're not gonna care about her death. So what do they do in the last 30 seconds? that they just say, oh yeah, she really can feel emotion. She really can do all this. Because you know why? We forgot to make her a character.
And then she's like,
or we forgot to give her emotional resonance.
We forgot to give her quite like an actual arc.
Yeah. God damn.
She just went from like it's all programming to I feel I love you, George Clooney, even though you're 60 years old and I kind of ruined your life twice.
Yeah, that was also kind of awkward. I don't want.
Yeah, charming.
That was weird to see on screen. Just this, however old Clooney is to this 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. People can get past it.
Yeah.
Good for them. Still kind of weird though.
Yes, it is. And there's so much like, part of like the awkward comedy why the comedy doesn't work is because like it's so like unreasonably violent. Because of all the head concussions. It's not exactly funny because they should be dead. Normally I like Brad Bird as an action director because like when he makes set pieces, he puts his characters through the grinder.
Yeah. Like
with Mission Impossible 4.
Yeah.
That was fucking brutal. But that one was
cool.
okay. It was super cool and it was great. But that worked because there are action heroes in an action movie, so you can at least buy the fact that they're like impossible. They're supposed to take all this punishment.
Right. I was actually a little less impressed with like how good it looked.
Yeah.
Like
it looked really good in IMAX, I swear.
Like Mission Impossible 4, just comparing it with Brad Bird's
work.
Like Mission Impossible 4 looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
The whole sandstorm sequence.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah.
This didn't really have a whole lot besides your Disney typical gold colors everywhere, and then
I do appreciate how it's a much brighter movie in terms of color scheme.
Yeah.
But then again, you can just see Mad Max for that.
Yeah.
Granted, if you're fine with looking at oranges and blues for 2 hours, then that's a much better movie. That's universally a better movie.
Tomorrowland. The movie that could have been more.
Yeah. It really could have been. And I was I was really pumped up for this movie up until like the reviews came in and it was like a clumsy piece of mess.
Yeah. I will not be seeing this movie again.
No.
I'm a one and done.
I'd see this again, but only if you do a drinking game. I've told you like I've had at least 2 drinking games.
Oh yeah.
One, drink, do a shot every time Britt Robertson asks a question about the plot.
Of course.
My second one was like, do a shot every time they say the word special, optimistic, not giving up.
Yeah, that
Or
works.
you see,
You get blasted
so blessed.
really quick.
Yeah. I had another point about how stupid these geniuses are. It was in the beginning where George, she tells young George Clooney to say 5 o'clock. Look towards 5 o'clock on a clock. Look at 5 o'clock, and she has to explain to him
That's
what
just
that means.
banter. I don't mind that.
Are you sure? Okay.
I don't mind banter.
Okay.
Although, what did you think of the ending?
What? That dragged on way too long.
Yeah.
It made me feel really awkward because I was smiling awkwardly because I could tell you were having none of this movie. Because the entire time you were like,
Well, this is just how I normally watch movies. I either do with the crossed arms or I just have them at my lap.
I know, but when I see cross arms, I'm like,
I experienced all of Mad Max like this, and I love Mad Max. I was just, oh, this is so cool. I can only contain myself like this.
And this what was your expression on this one? It's like, gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about it.
Oh my god!
That was
this movie to be over.
That
But I was.
was a fun use of 15 minutes to complain about Tomorrowland. Yay.
Yes.